Hey, welcome back to the Virgo channel. My name is Laura. I'm going to do a general message for Virgo. Know that energy is fluid, so always interpret the message as the best resonates. You want to do that anyway on this channel, especially because on this channel, I like to look at everything. We look at the spiritual blocks, the shadows, and see how they play those karmic themes. Take that to mind if you want to enter into winning a free reading with me, because part of your reading will be a shadow reading. And also know that all readings that I give away are done live. I believe in spiritual law, what's best for everyone. And what you'll have to do is you'll have to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and write the word of the video in your comment bar if you want to enter into winning a free reading with me. And if you happen to forget the word of the video, it will always be in the description box along with everything else. Now, if you're connected to a Scorpio, you might want to check out my Scorpio channel. And if you're connected to any other zodiac, check out my Psychic Soul Healer channel. All right, let's take a peek and see what is the underlying energy that is influencing why everyone's doing what they're doing. We want to know this because when you're dealing with people that are blocked, they tend to have a persona and they tend to pretend to be something that they're not. So a person can really have feelings for you and act like they don't. They can be someone that doesn't really have feelings for you, maybe an opportunist, but acts like they have feelings. They could be someone that has a double life. You know, there's many different scenarios that play out with people that have shadows. You know, people that have shadows don't exactly have the best character. So again, we see what they do. They lie, they cheat, and they do things that, again, are out of alignment with the laws of God, the laws of love, the laws of nature, and the laws of the universe. And they're all the same thing, which all fall underneath the laws of love, unconditional love. And that's what we're all supposed to be evolving back to, learning how to evolve back home. And back home is, again, the energy of unconditional love. That's the energy of the universe. And the universe is actually inside of you. But when you feel separate from people in the universe and you're not grounded, you're someone that's up in your head all the time and worrying, well, you're someone that, again, is out of alignment. You have spiritual blocks and they're going to play out as karmic themes. So I feel like you're dealing with somebody that has this energy. Otherwise, I wouldn't be explaining all of it. It's like, pride. This person has a huge ego, or it did. I feel like they have a huge ego, and but things have happened in their life that is chipping away at that ego. But I feel like when you dealt with this person had a big ego. And so people that have big egos are wounded. And we forget that because it comes out as self-righteousness. It comes out as boastful. It comes out when this person overcompensates. They're extremely controlling. And I feel like this person is reflecting back on your connection and they want to apologize, but I feel like their pride is in the way. I feel like that, but you know, it's actually the pride is slowly actually crumbling. And the reason why is because there are other things going on in this person's life. And the other things that are going on in this person's life are actually helping this person to actually finally look and see how they treated you. Because I feel like this person would have asked you for advice. I feel like this person misses the friendship, the connection, but they know that they were an asshole, plain and simple. You know, and I'm called to say again, selfish. We're an asshole. Like, and selfish just says, I'm not going to look at your needs. I'm not emotionally going to. And the irony is that you and this person have a really strong spiritual connection. So it should have just been automatic that they gave it. But they always held back from you. And I feel like they hold back from you because, again, they felt that spiritual connection, which is a lot of love. There is a lot of um, passion. There is, but almost like too much for a person that's wounded. And I feel like, again, this person is wounded. It's, again, you triggered them. Instead of them embracing the connection, it's like they got triggered by it and they overcompensated, which, remember, a person that has problems and how they see themselves will always either overcompensate or undercompensate in their behavior to try to influence the environment, how the environment sees. This person literally gave nothing. And so there's a sense, when I mean nothing, they gave nothing. And they're looking back on it. And there were certain times in your life that I feel like they actually look back and they feel sorry because they didn't give anything. And then it could be there was a death. For some of you, there was a death. This person didn't say anything. Where you thought for sure that they would say something because they would call you or check up on you and they acted like they care. But this person actually went out of their way to show you that they didn't care. And now, even how they're dealing with it, feeling sorry, they're holding back because of their pride. And so, again, we still see this selfish energy where their ego is still very much there. So let's take a peek and see what that person, well, those just kind of jumped out. And we got lost and we got searched. So this person, again, they don't have it, like, they don't know who they are. That's what that is. They just don't know who they are. So they're always trying to emulate who they want you to perceive they are. And because they don't know who they are, they don't really know, or they didn't really know of a good catch when they had it. They didn't value the connection when they had it, mainly because this person doesn't really like who they are. So who could really like them? There must be someone better all the time. That's why people do that. This person refused to emotionally give you what they knew that you wanted, that they purposely held it back and dated other people, gave to other people. I feel like even right in front of you towards the end, because I think that this person was always like, you can't tell me what to do. Like, you can't tell me what to do. Even if you weren't telling this person what to do, it's like this person had to have this, again, persona that I don't need love. You're not, like, there's always somebody better because I am so great. I have everything that there is. I am the almighty, so I can have anything that I want. And so I haven't found it. And every time I think I found it, it's not never really good enough because this person doesn't have an emotional connection. Because the emotional connection is the deep connection, is one that allows us to be vulnerable. It allows us to be real with the person. Imagine being in a relationship where you had to wear a persona all the time. And the thing is that this person was terrified by it, terrified, just terrified, to the point that they started keeping you upside down. Like, again, one day I feel this way, another day I feel this way. And see, that's the thing. This person suppressed their emotions. But suppressing your emotions doesn't mean that you don't feel your emotions still. You just act out on your emotions. So you don't feel them. You act out. So it's not that you're not feeling them, you're feeling them unconsciously. But again, they're coming out in the behaviorisms. So there's a real sense that this person feels so inadequate. See, our energy is made up of our thoughts and our emotions, and it's made to be a source of unconditional love. It's through creating whatever your free will is, whatever you love, whatever you desire, whatever your passion is. And that helps you connect to people on a deep and intimate level. And that, is what really keeps you're rooted. The thing is, this person is using their thought energy, their creative energy, and they're, again, what's happening is they're all blocked up. So they can't really utilize their creative energy, but whatever the energy is that's held inside of them, that's blocking them, is again being suppressed by, I feel like, alcohol. I feel like, again, for someone to keep your life upside down, again, there's addictive behavior. There's this person, again, if they're not expressing their emotions, they're suppressing them, and you have to suppress them some way. You'd either be very overweight, or you would again be a sexaholic, a drink like an alcoholic. I was going to say a drinkaholic. There would be something, and there is, and that's so this it makes the person very unpredictable. It makes them like a wild card, like you never know what you're gonna get. You never know who you're gonna get. So that's the problem, and that's why I said. And when a person drinks, they are so selfish. There's no conscience there. You don't care. It's like, and that's how this person deals with life. Now, for some of you, I feel like you had a father or a mother that was an alcoholic. And so this is, again, you're seeing the wounds of that parent in this person. It's again, and that's so fucking deep, because it's like you might not have been able to forgive that parent. That parent might have never not shown up for you, because that they couldn't show up for you because they felt so inadequate. But when you were looking at them, you thought, wow, you're so fucking selfish. So you're seeing it from a different perception. Or you might have said, oh, I feel bad, and I only feel bad, and maybe your siblings say, well, you shouldn't feel bad because your parent, you should look at it the way that we look at it, which is that parent was selfish. But you actually just got to see your situation, and that's for some of you. And I just need to say that it's deep. It's deep because that's real soul healing. That allows you to like stay really connected. If there was any uh corroded energy, and the corroded energy happens when we hold on to resentment, that energy of resentment, the way we can't forgive that parent for what they've done. Even if that parent's died, that energy, the person is still, they're just in a different form. Anyway, I just think that that's amazing. And sometimes that's the reason for the relationship, because again, the person feels inadequate. And that's what I'm trying to get at here. It's like, it has nothing to do with you. Everything has to do with how this person felt about themselves. And so, like I said, I really truly feel for a lot of you that there was a close person, either a parent, a friend, a sibling, someone that you were really close that had an addiction, and that you really thought that they were selfish. And you're getting to see it from a different side, because again, here this person has anxiety. And so in order to deal with their anxiety, which happens from overstimulation, too much thinking, too much emotions, and when the person is triggered because they feel inadequate, well, then they drink too much, and then they act like they don't give a shit. And they stay in these karmic cycles where, they just stay unaware. And it's all because they're just insecure. So that's the thing. It's like, this isn't really about a person that, I mean, yes, they didn't treat you right, but what we see here are real deep wounds. We're not seeing on the surface wounds. We're seeing a person that was taught not to be able to express their emotions. We're seeing a person that that feels that in order to deal with life, to navigate life, they have to self-medicate. And so they don't react to, they're not emotionally intelligent. And that means for everywhere. It doesn't just mean within this relationship, it means within every relationship. So they have a very difficult time navigating their life. I feel like this person's smart, however. So we all have different gifts, and we can see that this person has severe wounds. And so understand, where do the severe wounds come from? They come from growing up in an environment and learning how to survive the psychological and emotional aspects of that environment through escaping. And I feel like this person read a lot. I feel like they studied a lot. I feel like they're very smart, but they're not emotionally intelligent. So, and we see that, we can see that. So, I mean, there's going to be a shitload of triggers here. I'm not going to lie. Because dealing with someone like this, you're constantly being felt to me as if you're inadequate, that you're not good enough. Not because that's what they're doing. I mean, yes, it is because it's what they're doing, but it's because you also have wounding. Like I said, and you would have this severe wounding only if you grew up in an environment that, had this. Abandonment issues. Now, abandonment issues happen even when a person's there. So, like I said, addiction, a parent not being there because they can't. They can't because they can't navigate their life. They're dealing with their own problems. In order to survive, this is what they're doing. So they come in, they come out, but there's a sense of not feeling safe because you can't rely on that person. So I feel like this person that's connected to you, they played so many games, but it's really the abandonment issue of, you weren't there for me. You weren't there for me when I needed you. You cared about other people. No, this person was trying to survive, and that's what you need to see it from that perception. It's like they're not strong. They already feel inadequate because of this. So it's almost like we can only heal something through love, giving the person love. So it doesn't mean be with them, but it means that maybe be a friend to them from away, like from afar. And then sometimes being a friend from afar is this person comes into your life and you tell them exactly what you learned from them in a nice and gentle way when they are sober, because you're going to influence them. Manipulation. So again, some people, when they feel so inadequate and they feel terrified to change, because really that's what it comes down to. If you feel inadequate, it's like you've been living the same thing over and over and over again. So you need to change. And there's a part of this person that refuses to change. So they would what they do is they try to change everybody else. Again, and that's the controlling aspect, because I don't really know how to heal. I don't really know how. So if I make you feel less than, if I hold back from you, you'll give me more. You'll chase me. You'll validate my feelings, my emotions. Like this person's like, you will show up for me. You will show up for me. You will show up for me, but I can't show up for you. So, we turn around, and just because a person does all this doesn't mean that they don't have feelings. And I only say that because shadows are we psychologically get in our own way. Psychological reversals is how we do that. It's like we want something, but the trigger is there. So we're holding on to a cognitive dissonance. And so what happens is that the person goes back into a situation that triggers that memory of whether the person was a child and wanted love from a parent, or whether they were going up to try and succeed and pass the spelling bee. It doesn't matter what the fuck it was. They go back to a time where they wanted something to work out and it didn't work out, or they go back to the time where they were terrified. They go back to a time that was just traumatic to them. They didn't need to be terrorized. It was just traumatic. And they stay kind of at that level of consciousness. And without healing, it's the person still loves because they have love inside of them, but they literally stay at that consciousness, and not until something major happens does the person change. And it's usually not by, volunteering. It's usually karmic retribution. The universe comes and knocking at the door saying, like, you've racked up a shitload of bad karma reward points. Like it's time to collect my due, which makes the person feel even more inadequate. So if the person's not educated at all spiritually, they don't know how to evolve out of that. If they don't do any shadow work, they'll never evolve out of that. That's why I said these are deep wounds. I think the world of you, and they respect you because you didn't go running from them. Like, it's again, like you didn't go running after them. You didn't try to convince them. It's almost like, I'm not ready. This person knows that they're not ready for you because they can feel that your energy is so much higher than theirs. And you trigger them where, because they think the world of you and they don't think the world of themselves, they know, like, they have jealousy issues. They would want to be possessive. They would want to, and they would trigger you to try and make you jealous because they feel inadequate. It has nothing to do with you. And they know that. And they also know that you wouldn't put up with it. This person is looking a lot at themselves. I'm afraid of commitment. It's like, especially with you, because it's like, I do care. I'm afraid of commitment because relationships never work out, and they never will as long as this person doesn't do any shadow work. So again, we have to say, why did you attract this person? Though I channeled it before, I'm going to pull cards on it. But I have to do it fast because my coaching thing is going to start in 15 minutes. So if you guys don't know, I have a shadow healing coaching program where I teach people how to heal the effects of trauma. All right, let's see why you attracted this person first. Frustration. I feel like, again, having a parent, just growing up with a parent that doesn't feel good about themselves, and they drink, and they like I said, they can't show up for you, where they are perceived as very selfish. It's frustrating because as a child, your needs were never met, and it's frustrating because you feel like that is a karmic pattern that continues to play out within your life because it was frustrating as a child. Even though I feel like you love your parent, and part of you guys might say, no, I'm so angry. But down deep inside, we can't help but to love our parents regardless of what we do. It doesn't mean that we don't get mad, doesn't mean that we don't forgive. I mean, we do, that we have a hard time forgiving. Some of us, I mean, I know that I still struggle with forgiveness. That's a lesson that I continue to get because of my situation. So I know how frustrating it is. And I feel like we just pretend that it's not there. We just accept that that parent wasn't there for us. But understand that wound is there because we don't really understand it psychologically. So somehow we think, well, if you just would have loved me more, or if I was good enough, or if I was, and that triggers a slew of behaviorisms of overgiving, overdoing, and abandoning yourself. When meanwhile you had abandonment issues that came up. And so It's frustrating because it's like you still saw it, and it's frustrated with this person frustrated you right away because you recognized what they were doing right away, because it's almost like I've had it happen so many times to me. I go into the connection looking for you to emotionally not show up somehow, or to not care about me, or to be selfish. You still see that wound play out within new connections that come into your life. The spirit wanted you to really see, hey, this is why this is happening. And it's time to break the karmic cycle, because you do forgive, you do love. It's like gifts, and to be able to find your gifts. In order to really embody your gifts, you have to be a clear conduit for spirit to work through. And spirit is the universe. God is the universe. And the universe is ubiquitous, and it works through us. Because we're, again, when we're clear and light and our mind is at peace, and then our body's at peace, we are a clear conduit for spirit to work through, because it's a constant co-creation process. So feeling like if you were holding on to so much aggravation, that's why this happens. Because it becomes repressed. It's like, oh, I'm not, it's not bothering me. It's not bothering me. It's not on a conscious level, but it's still playing out within your experiences, God says. You can't just get rid of negative energy. Oh, not there anymore. No, you have to transmute that energy. And that's through fire, and that's through creating. But you can't transmute what you don't know is there, or that you don't know is affecting you. So your gifts, and understand that also helps you connect better to that parent on a heart consciousness, whether they're alive or not. It helps you connect to them. So you're like, I understand you. And that's because they also wanted that, not just you. See, the universe works in accordance that way. If everybody's in accordance to it, then the universe conspires to make it happen. So it means on a soul level, you wanted it, and on a soul level, that parent wanted it. And that's beautiful. And that's why this shit's deep. It's like, because it's like on top of it, you find your gift. It's almost like a gift, because understand, if you're holding on to angry energy, like I said, you're not just a clear conduit, you're not a clear conduit, but that space that you're holding, that negative energy, is part of you, or you think is part of you, and spirit says that's not part of you. That actually energy is making you feel inadequate. That part energy is actually showing up as something that's manifesting in your physical world that you don't like. And time and attention, this person, like you said, couldn't be there for you. So that's what it was. I needed you. I needed you. I needed you. And so abandonment. And so spirit says it's about integration. It was about being able to see this behaviorism through someone that you loved, to really understand it from a different perception. I'm not saying that you didn't love your mom or your dad or whoever was close to you, but this was a different type of love. This was like a soulmate, past life karmic mate, that you're like, I thought that this was my twin flame. I did everything to try and make this work. I gave this person second and third and fourth chances. I really wanted to know why they were the way that they were to me. And spirit said, well, that's why did you feel like you needed that? That it was a soul connection, and that was to awaken those parts of you, so that you can transmute them into creative energy, instead of holding it onto it and it becoming something that it shouldn't. I'm going to leave that there, Virgo. You let me know how you resonated. And if you want to enter into winning a free reading with me, don't forget what I told you in the beginning. I don't remember the word of the video. I think that it was, I don't remember. You're going to have to rewind. I think it was pride. It could be pride, but it might not be. No, it wasn't pride. What was it? I don't remember. Damn it, because I pulled two of them. So it was either pride or selfishness. Figure it out. You can write both if you want. Otherwise, just write healer. Love you guys. Talk to you soon. Bye.